Steve wants to know, do I have to make a decision on the day of the first consult?
Absolutely not. No. Please understand what full clinical assessment is for, okay? I've never charged anybody my entire life to come and find out whether our solution is right for them. Yeah. We take the data, we look at the data, and I live in a very binary world. It's either yes or no. No. That's it. There's no, maybe, there's none of that. It's yes or no. And it's no for all kinds of reasons, but the most important one is your safety. Okay? So we are the ones that decide whether it is in your best interest to go through this very specific procedure. So at the clinical assessment, we take the data and we issue you a treatment plan. Now, at that point, most patients go, right, what do I do next? Well, what is your thought process? Do you want to go ahead? Okay, fine. Then I think the girls take like £1,000 deposit only to produce all your data files so we can say we're moving you to actually book your surgery. And the reason we do that is, and I hate to say this, but it's true, there are people who book surgeries and then just cancel them or don't turn up or whatever. And it costs us an absolute fortune because we've done so much work up to that point. So this at least shows a level of commitment. Yeah. But it's everybody's right to just go, right, okay, I changed my mind. I don't want to have it done. That's fine. You understand? But you're under no obligation to go, hey, if you want to go home and think about it, go home and think about it. But we do have a rule, which is the 90-day data rule. The 90-day data rule, the beauty, the upside and the downside of the fact that we only use digital data. The upside is digital data is more accurate than any other data set anyone else can do. So no molds, nothing. We're talking intraoral scan, CBCT scan, face scan. But if your mouth is an unstable environment already, beyond 90 days, we know this from our own data, that data set is no longer valid. So we have to do a full data set again. And just because we offer the full clinical assessment for free, it isn't free to us. It costs this company £800 for every single one we do. Yep. So one thing we can't do is have somebody come in for an FCA and then go, oh, I'll think about it, go away, and then come back to us 6 months later and go, we'd like to do it now. Okay, but we have to do an assessment again. Now it's going to cost you £800.
And also just touch on the amount of people it takes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. Behind the scenes for designing and producing all the bits we need to do surgery, which is designing the prosthetics, designing the guides, getting all of this ready, getting the implants ready, getting everything packaged so it's in front of somebody like Isabella who's going to do the surgery. Yeah. There's about 14 people in that chain. And these are not just people you get off the street. These are people who, these are some of the best people in the world who are really at an advanced level of understanding who are doing this. And I don't want to waste their time. That's a biggie.
Following on from that, some people want to know, what is the time frame when they have their FCA, their clinical assessment? How long do they have to make a decision to book for surgery?
90 days. 90 days. So the biggie is that data is intact for 90 days. So we need to, me personally, if it was me, if you're not ready to make a decision within 30 days, don't book an assessment. Just don't. Only book an assessment if you have a genuine interest in getting this corrected. It is your right to come in, meet us and go, do you know what? I am having this done. I just don't like you. That's fine. Okay. But our data, if you want us to work with it, it is 90 days. That rule is there, not because we're trying to pressure people, but because it's down to the accuracy of data. You can say to us, listen, I don't want to do it now. Can I have it done next year? Absolutely. But I will be charging you £800 to do a second data set. I'm prepared to offer anybody a full clinical assessment for free once, not twice, because, it's got to be fair for everybody. Go ahead.
What's the time frame from first assessment to having a final implant?
Well, that depends on you. But normally this is the route. So first assessment happens. You say, yes, I like this. Surgery will probably happen 4 to 6 weeks later. One of the things we work really hard on is to try and control how far out that waiting list gets. opening Birchwood and having it as a dedicated surgical hub has really changed it. But before that, when we were operating out Harrogate, we ended up with waiting lists that went out 14 weeks. And I don't want somebody who's knows they're going to have surgery fretting about it for 14 weeks.
No.
It's great. So it's normally, as it stands right now, it's 4 to 6 weeks. And then if all goes swimmingly, and we'll know that at the planning stage, then normally 4 to 6 weeks after that, when we do post-surgery data capture, that time frame is prescribed after surgery, because the surgeon who's done it will know when is the best time. And then 4 to 6 weeks after post-surgery data capture is LTP fit. So it can be anywhere from 12 to 18 weeks from when you get your assessment to your LTP fit.